Everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, we shall be discussing House of the Dragon as we talk about Season 2, Episode 3. But before we get to that, again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please like on the video, comment on the video. We'll get back to your comments as soon as possible. But now, sit back, enjoy the intro, and then we'll discuss the show. Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Alrighty, we're talking about episode 3. Episode 3 gave us 2 opportunities for some Game of Thrones level action. We had the first major battle between 2 armies with the Bracken versus the Blackwoods. I never heard of either one of them. And we had a potential dragon engagement with Sir Christian being chased by Bella flying her dragon. Good opportunities for action and engagements that did not happen. And I'm like, what are we doing right now? Because again, we start off with these 2 families. I have no idea who these people are. So the Brackens versus the Blackwoods. Okay, so we got the Bracken, they're with Aegon. You got the Blackwoods, they're with Rhaenyra. My first time hearing about either one of these families. And they massacre each other, and it's completely off camera. What? Like, what are we doing? Like, they should have showed this battle. This battle should have lasted a half episode, if not a whole episode. And no, it's 100% off camera. I have no idea who killed who started what. It's irritating. I'm sorry. Like, I like to start off with positives, but this irritated me. Like, this was a great opportunity. And it was just wasted. It was just absolutely wasted. Harrenhal is the focus of everything. Harrenhal, as relates to the Riverlands, both the Greens and the Blacks realize that Harrenhal is where it is the strategic point that's going to stop or save this battle that hasn't even started yet. And I'm like, okay. And Daemon makes it there first. Somehow Sir Christian and no one in King's Landing hears the fact that Daemon made it to Harrenhal first, which there should be some significant knowledge that should be leading to them to do something. That also didn't happen. So I thought Bela flying the dragon, they showed you it in the preview. No, that has to be a different scene. In some scene, she's screaming as she's flying her dragon. But Bela's flying her dragon. I really thought that she was going to burn up like the trees, at least trying to get to Sir Christian. I thought at least that was going to happen. And that didn't happen. Ugh. All right, so I'm like, when are we going to get to this great battle at any level, right now? On camera, y'all. I say that because we see Aemond again in the brothel, laying naked with his surrogate mother. For what? Like, what are we achieving with this? All right, this is what I'm saying. So Aegon comes in. Obviously, he's over his son being decapitated because now he's running around trying to get somebody in his kingdom laid. Okay, he embarrasses Aemond again, as he's done for their whole lives, right? Aemond, obviously, Aemond is irritated and humiliated. This would mean something if there was a possibility that he would try to kill his brother and take over the crown, because he clearly thinks he's a better leader, right? But that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. So what are we doing? Like, what are we trying to achieve with this? I do not want to see Aemond butt naked again. I do not want to see that. We need to get to the battles. We need to get to the battles now. Like, we are wasting time, okay? That could be just where's Otto? Where is Otto Hightower? Okay, is he licking his wounds back home? Is he coming up with a new strategy to become the Hand again? We need to know that. Okay, like that's not happening. He's not even really even mentioned in this episode. Sir Christian, so Christian and Alicent. So they had sex last episode, and somehow that was the cliffhanger. And in this episode, are they fighting or something? I don't get it. Sir Christian was just made the hand to the king. He clearly is not qualified for this job. Like every episode has 2 staff meetings, and the staff is complete in disarray in front of Aegon. They have no idea what they want to do. And Alicent is just frustrated, and she's like, "What is happening here?" And Sir Christian is just sitting there watching this whole team just go to crap, and it's his job to kind of put everything in direction. And his bright idea is that I'm going to go to war. I'm assuming he thinks the only thing he's really good at is fighting, so that's what he wants to do. So he just who's the new hand? If he's gone, Otto is gone. Who's the new hand to the king? That's a kind of an important position that's just vacant. Like, and that's not even discussed. Why is Aemon on the council now all of a sudden? Like, what happened? Like, Alicent was very, very clear that she did not want her son anywhere near the senior council. Now he's just there like he always had a chair. I'm very confused on this. But where is that going? What does that mean? Solaris. So Solaris is now whisperer, master of whispers to the king, which is a great position for him. I actually thought, again, he wanted to be the hand to the king. So with Otto gone and with Sir Christian gone, I thought Larys was going to be like, well, you may be looking for a hand, and I'm that guy. Clearly, he's not the foot. Anyway, so I was like, I thought that was going to be a thing, and then that didn't happen. His story about, hey, Aegon, some people are saying that your council manipulated you, and now you're flying off into war, leaving your brother Aemon and your mother to run the kingdom in your stead. And why did Larys say this? Like, is that the truth? Is he trying to manipulate Aegon into staying in King's Landing? If so, for what? Why didn't Aegon confront his brother or confront his mom just in case to see if it's possibly true? He does none of that. He just takes Larys's word for it and is like, okay, thank you for keeping me informed. So then we go to the brothel / bar, I guess. And we see the guy who's claiming to be a Targaryen, claiming that he's for Rhaenyra. Okay. I'm thinking, okay, so Aegon shows up, crew shows up. So I'm thinking they're there because Larys is leading him into this. And he's like, see that guy over there? He's one of the guys talking shit about you. And this dude's about to get murdered. You know what I'm saying? None of that happens. So is this guy telling the truth? I don't think he is. But he's fine. So what was the point of that story? If he's not telling the truth, which I doubt he is, what is the point of any of that? The whole brothel scene was unnecessary. That is a complete waste of time. We need to figure out what Daemon's doing, right? Also, who is the woman who says you're going to die in this place? Is she some kind of witch or something? How did Daemon end up next to that tree all of a sudden? Is he feeling remorse? Is he feeling remorse because he got the kid decapitated, right? Like, is he feeling remorse because he had the whole vision thing? Or did the witch put that in his head or something? We don't know any of that. These are things we need to be exploring at this point. Okay, not the fucking harlots. Like that's not where we need to be. Okay. So then last episode, Otto was like, okay, Aegon, you lost the support of the people by hanging all the rat catchers. We see none of that. Okay. No one is throwing food at him or drinks at him when he walks into the bar and he's like, hey, all drinks on me. And they're like, yay. So you didn't have to put your dead son out there. All you had to do was buy drinks and everybody likes you. So I'm not even sure we're supposed to achieve with that. Alicent, daughter says, Rhaenyra says, I forgive you. Forgive you for what? What did she forgive her mom for? For having sex? I'm not sure what that has to do with her son being killed. I mean, so I'm not even sure what that was even about. Or is she having a premonition that something's going to happen and she's forgiving her mother for something Alicent's going to do later? Because she does have visions or something. I don't know what that was about. So I was a little confused on that. But Harrenhal. All right, so we got the Riverlands. What happened when Christian and crew shows up and Daemon's already there with Dragon? Is that gonna finally kick off this war? I'm hoping or something. Because I'm not sure what's going on with this. So then Rhaenyra. So Rhaenyra, she's barely holding on to her team. She doesn't have a hand. She needs a hand. I feel like her auntie is kind of doing that. Like, I feel like Rhaenyra is trying to be that. Like, she's trying to be like, she's always trying to hype her up. You know, she's always like, hey guys, while the queen is out the room, you need to bow down. And Rhaenyra is always looking to her for like advice and counsel. Like, is it time to start the war? Like, what should I say? Like, Rhaenyra's not about this life. Like, she's really not about fighting, right? Like, Daemon were probably the best, but this constant, we don't want to fight, we don't want to fight, we don't want to fight. I think they're trying to do that so when the actual battle starts, we can all tell ourselves that they had no choice and it was just the men or something. Because this constant thing that it's the women who have level heads. It's the women who don't want to fight. It's just the boys who just want to hurt each other. Thing going on both sides. Also, kind of a little bit irritating with this. But anyway. So again, when's the battle going to start? We don't know. I got an answer to a question, which was, how did the White Worm, how did she get back? Did she get back? Did she warn Eric about his brother? And the answer is yes. So I like that, because I was actually talking about why did that happen off camera. They can talk about it in this episode. So that's awesome. All right. So now the White Worm is saying, hey, I saved you. What does that mean for me? Excuse me. She says, I want a place at your court. And I'm like, well, what place is that? I wonder. She's the master of whispers to an extent? Because now Rhaenyra is like, hey, tell me about the ins and outs of the Red Keep. And I find it interesting that the White Worm is all of a sudden like, hey, I got the answers. Because I swore she told Daemon last episode that, hey, I'm out the game. Like, everything I know is kind of dated because I'm no longer there. So what use am I to use is what she posed to him, because he was like, well, you can stay here and help us. Now all of a sudden she knows the ins and outs of King's Landing, and now she can help Rhaenyra like take over the game. So we gotta see where this goes. Are we gonna have Larys versus the White Worm when it comes to spying and that sort of thing? That would be kind of interesting, I guess, if she's a strategist, to help her get from Rhaenyra to get from point A to point B. So Rhaenys again, she's trying to keep Rhaenyra on track. She's also trying to keep her own family together. So she's talking to her husband, and she's like, look, we may not make it through this, and we need to figure out what our line is going to look like who's coming after us. And Corlys is more like, hey, I'm about to see. Like, I'm going to go out there and get my ship together, and I'm going to be sailing the 7 seas or whatever. And then that's how I'm going to go out. So he's not even worried about what's going to happen next. And we all know, again, sad to say, this whole family's going to go. So, I mean, is this part of that, how they all fell apart? Because there was no talk of who's next, like who's going to be carrying on the family name and that sort of thing. So we got to see how that develops. Sea Smoke. So we saw Sea Smoke, the dragon, apparently flying around feeling lonely that his rider is gone. But that son, he's not dead. Like, he faked his death and he's hanging out somewhere in the on the other side of the world. So why doesn't the dragon just go find him? Is my question. Like, if does the dragon know that their owner is still alive somewhere, and not lost, as we are led to believe? Is he ever going to come back and maybe ride the dragon later? I don't know. These are things I like to get flushed out in the story. Rhaena. So Rhaena is sent with the younger kids and some dragon eggs to safety. I actually thought that the eggs that they showed were going to be the eggs that Danny ends up with in Game of Thrones. So I took a picture of them and I went back and watched the first episode of Game of Thrones. And they're not the same eggs, so I was kind of disappointed. It's kind of disappointing because they seem like they make an effort to show you the eggs, like the color, and they're all different colors. And I thought that meant something. Maybe that'll mean something later. I don't know. But I really thought that was gonna be something. It was interesting that they brought back the original actress for Rhaenyra for the dream sequence where she's sewing up the child's head. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, why? Why did they bring back her as a younger woman? Like, what does that mean to Damon? Like, why did he envision her at that age sewing up the baby's head and not his grown niece slash wife? Like, why did they bring her back? Is that supposed to mean symbolic or something? I was thinking about that. Alicent and Rhaenyra meeting up at church, having the conversation. I like that they quickly got through the whole Aegon being the prince that was promised, not Aegon himself as the son. I mean, they didn't try to stretch that out. But Alicent is kind of like, so I don't know what you want me to do now. Like this train's already left the station. Like, I hear you and I acknowledge you that I may have misinterpreted your father's dying words, but hey, we are where we are. And we got to move forward with that. So that'd be interesting. Does she tell anyone? Does she call Otto? I want to call him, but I'm sorry. But I mean, did she get with her dad and be like, hey, Rhaenyra showed up. We had a conversation just between me and you. My bad. I think I got the story wrong. What does this mean for us long term or whatever? Like, does this conversation mean anything in the bigger scheme of the story? I don't know. So I would like to see if that turns into something. With the telling. I ask again, when are the dragons going to be used for something useful? Like, when are the fights actually going to happen? Is it going to start with the Riverlands? With Harrenhal? Is that where Sir Christian and Daemon are going to have their first conflict? Not with Daemon, with the dragon. And that's how we kind of get started in this whole thing. I don't know. That would be kind of interesting. Is when Daemon says his plan is to rally the troops and to take King's Landing. And I was asking myself, does he want to take King's Landing for himself, or does he want to take it for Rhaenyra? And I feel like it's for himself. I think if he makes it and gets on the throne, which is not going to happen, but if he made it and got on the throne, then like he'd be like, well, now I'm king, and what you gonna do about it? That doesn't. I don't know. I feel I'm interested to see what his true motivations are with that. And does he gather up the troops, start moving out? Christian Cole has his people. Again, they kind of meet in the field. Is that how that happens? Daemon has his dragon. So Vhagar and Aemon come with their firepower, and then that's how this starts. Like, that's how they get into it. It's not even gonna happen this season. Are we still just gonna have a whole bunch of council meetings? And men, both sides screaming, start the fight, and the women are like, no, I don't want to do that. And then what? I don't know. And it's there again. They're not developing these characters. Who is this random brother? So like Alicent's random brother that shows up. Don't mention again that a little boy with head was cut off. He don't seem to be worried about that. He was like, hey, can I join this battle with you, Sir Christian? And he's like, I guess. What is the point of that? Why is he there? Why is Alicent so insistent that her brother goes on this march? Like, who is he? Like, I don't remember him in season 1. So why should I care about him? Like, why is he here? Like, what does he mean to the bigger story? Like, is he going to be important? I actually thought he was going to die this episode. I thought Baela was going to kill him with the dragon, or that random dude that was with them. I thought he was going to die with the dragon. That didn't happen. I don't know. Again, Aemon needs to get himself together. So we'll see how that rolls out. I don't know. Again, I want Otto to come back to see how that gets fixed. And does he team up with Rhaenyra? I mean, that would be a stretch. If Cole's not dying for a while, but maybe somehow he becomes hand to the king again. Maybe he can talk his way back into his Aegon's good graces at some point. We will see how all that plays out. But anyway, I'm still excited for the show. I just need actual battles to get started. I need Daemon to make some serious progress with the Riverlands. Again, they're waiting for troops from the north. So when are they going to show up? The Lannister was talking about that his people are going to get their army. Where are the Baratheons? I want to know the Baratheons and what's going on with the Lannisters. So how do they get their armies, kind of wrapped up into this? Again, no one is talking about that Rhaenyra's son was killed at all. Like no one. They mentioned the baby being slain. No one mentions her son being killed. And Aemon being responsible for that. So again, that message is still not getting out. We still don't know which kingdoms are clearly for which side. We don't know that either. Again, just a lot of council meetings. I'm tired of council meetings. And again, it's a lot of administrative work in Game of Thrones. That was kind of in season 1. I acknowledge that, but they move forward, with the battles actually were getting on. And what made the council meeting so awesome in Game of Thrones was the Lannister father. Like that's how he planned, the death of the at the Red Wedding. Like he just wrote letters, and you didn't know that till later. There's nothing strategic happening in any one of these meetings that you're gonna look back on and be like, oh, it was all at the council meeting. Like it's not happening right now. But anyway, we'll find out. Let's see what episode 4 brings us. What do you think? When do you think the battles are going to start? Is this what you expected pacing wise, character wise? Is there anything that you know about the book that you want to see in this particular season? Please let us know in the comments, and we'll get back to you again as soon as possible. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Kim should be back with me next week, and Chris should be with us next week. Stay tuned for Family Business at 5 o'clock. And we have Power saying goodbye to Power at 6 o'clock. We're going to do all that. But again, hopefully 500 views per video, 2,500 subscribers by December 15th. These are our goals. And we hope together we can get there. But again, hope you're enjoying this. Again, thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you very soon. I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoy the view very much.
I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You're gonna be like, oh shit,
hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
What do I go there?
Oh shit.
Casey, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just gonna end this broadcast and say bye.